Happy Sunday. So we are here today to talk about Jelani Day. I happen to be scrolling on social media and ran across this live stream. His mother, Carmen Day, she went live about 10 hours ago, and we're going to review what she's talking about. We need an update. It's been 3 years, and there's no answers as to what happened to Jelani Day.
Hi everybody. I know you're just getting on here. I need y'all to be very patient with me tonight because I have decided to come on here and to be ready to talk about Jelani.
We definitely want to know.
I want to first thank all of you who have supported me.
Please hit the like button.
Who have supported me and my family throughout this journey and are praying for us. I want to thank all of you who have donated to the foundation. We're continuing to build the foundation. We will have things that will take place. So I'm asking for that continued support in that area, in that aspect. I know that everybody that is on these lives, because I'm live on both Instagram and on Facebook.
Okay, so for the people that don't know, this is Jelani Day's mother. Jelani Day went missing. It was August 2021. They found him in the Chicago River, and they claim that he did this stuff to himself. It's been so many different things said. Nothing makes sense. Jelani was a college student who was doing well. He was going to be a doctor, and he just go to a marijuana shop and come up missing after that. Phone comes up found on the side of the road, and it's just so many different chain of events that leads to corruption. And his mother or family does not deserve this. So we just gonna listen. We're gonna stop it along the way. It's about an hour and 48 minutes. We'll probably skip through it a little bit. But shout out to everybody in the building. Please smack that thumbs up as you come in. Subscribe if you have not.
Have questions just like I have questions. Today marks the 3rd year. This would have been the last day that Jelani was seen alive. Reliving this stuff has been extremely hard. To have to go through this daily is very hard. But I feel like there are some things that I would like to share with you all because I have been working to try to seek answers, to try to seek assistance with this, and I'm going to need the support of the public.
Let's help get the word out.
There's a lot of things that when Jelani went missing that I could not have accomplished because I did not know what to do. I didn't know how to organize any of this. I've never had to walk this walk before. So, in doing so right now, I still need all of this help. I still need you all to help me. If you don't know, my name is Carmen. I am Jelani Day's mother. Jelani was last seen alive On August the 24th of 2021 in Bloomington, Illinois, Jelani was a grad student attending Illinois State University. And I do see your questions. Please believe that I'm not ignoring you. I will try to answer them as we go through the live. I'm just going to try to give a backstory for those who do not know about Jelani, and this is your first time hearing me or hearing about Jelani. Like I said, he was a grad student attending Illinois State University in Bloomington. On August 24th of 2021, Jelani went missing. Per the information that I got from the police, his phone went blank at 9:21 a.m. on that Tuesday. He was last seen leaving a dispensary in Bloomington, Illinois. From there, they could not find him on any cameras anywhere. However, I found Jelani's car on a camera in Bloomington, Illinois, at a dollar store that allowed me to sit in the store and watch the cameras. I've given that information to the police. There's plenty of things that I've given to the police that they don't seem to think that it has evidentiary value, which just blows my mind.
Okay, so I have to stop it along the way. Please smack the thumbs up. Shout out to Superstar Bella. Thank you for coming in, listening. Yeah, so this is 3. It has come up on 3 years that he's been missing. So it is I hate to say anniversary of it, but that's what it is. Anniversary represents something, nice and sweet, but this is very tragic. And y'all just heard her just starting out how it was. She found his car on surveillance when they couldn't find it. And she just been getting the runaround ever since. When she said his phone went dead or whatever at 9:21, that is the same time that the footage of him walking out of that dispensary, that was the last known footage of him alive, and so we gonna continue to listen. Hey, how are you feeling today? I'm feeling good. Thank you for asking. How are you? Please subscribe to the channel if you have not, and 9 people in the building, please smack that thumbs up.
When we talk about Jelani's last sighting, when we talk about Jelani's phone, when we talk about Jelani's, when we talk about how it even arose for him to even be reported missing, the Jelani Day Joint Task Force has not paid attention or even done the things necessary to find out what happened to him. Now,
the Jelani Day Task Force is a combination of different departments that were supposed to be helping with this case. She never believed in it, always felt like they wasn't doing anything, and that pretty much they were just passing the blame, the buck, passing the buck. Nobody truly taking responsibility for Jelani being missing, because his items were found in different places. His car one place, his car, his clothing, his phone, just all over the place. So that messed with the jurisdictions. Nobody wanted to take it. And so then they built this task force, and so that's what she's getting into here. 15 people, please smack the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel.
You have to understand that when Jelani went missing, instead of looking for my son, they were more concerned about his character and what kind of person that he was. So, as we all know, the first 48 hours are the most vital hours of anything to find evidence. Those hours were wasted. I was told that Miss Day, we've asked so many people about your son and we can't find anything bad about Jelani. And my response to them was, instead of finding something bad about you, were trying to find something bad about him instead of looking for him. Again, that just shows the type of police department that I'm dealing with.
And keep in mind, this was the same time that 𝒲𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃 was missing and Jelani was getting no airtime, and pretty much the world was streaming about 𝒲𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃. And that's exactly when I found her. I was looking for some information about 𝒲𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃 and ran into her on TikTok. And I'm like, what is this? And she's like, you know, my son is important too. I love my son too. Nobody's helping me look for him. Nobody cares. Like, and they were like looking for something to be wrong with him instead of actually looking for him. But it felt like a cover-up, period. If y'all remember.
As we know,
please smack the thumbs up, y'all.
Missing, they stereotype them as to being criminals, drug dealers, in gangs. Jelani was none of that. They found the body on September 4th. They could not identify that body as Jelani until September 23rd of 2021. So I went 30 days without knowing that this body that they found was my son. Yes, Jelani's car was found in a wooded area behind the YMCA. Just know that when we talk about a wooded area, this area is in the middle of town. It's not off of the highway. You have to drive through the town to get to where Jelani's car was found. It's parked in a residential area in the middle of town in a wooded area behind houses and a YMCA. A YMCA that I was told that the cameras did not work. That I later found out that had working cameras. That I was able to view those cameras. And on those cameras, on the night that Jelani's car would have been there was a vehicle leaving that parking lot. I gave that information to the police because the police never went to the YMCA to review their cameras. I did that. I gave them that information. I gave them the flash drive with that information. The police then told me.
10 people, please smack the thumbs up. Now, what do y'all think happened to this very important information she gave the police that they didn't bother to go look for? This is sad. Like, people really believe that the police do their job. According to what she's saying, they clearly have not. It's been up to her. So if you ever find yourself in this situation, just know you got to do the work.
4 months later, that they lost the flash drive. They did not go back to try to retrieve the information from the video camera from the YMCA where Jelani's car was placed until January 13th of 2022. Please keep in mind of the dates. Jelani's car was found on August 26th of 2021. On September 4th of 2021, I and my family were alerted that the cameras at that YMCA were working cameras. The director of the YMCA allowed us to view the cameras. On the date that Jelani's car would have been parked in that wooded area, there is a vehicle leaving that YMCA.
That's crazy.
In the middle of the night. I gave them this information. We gave them the video with the vehicle on there. They claim to have lost this information.
How do you lose something that important? That's crazy.
When I asked them to go and retrieve the information, I was told in February of 2022 that they did not try to go back to retrieve the information that I found on September 24th of 2021 until January 13th of 2022. That is 4 months after we actually found that those cameras was working, that we actually discovered that there was a car that should have been looked at, that there was a license plate that should have been investigated. That was 4 months. So that was me and my children working, trying to find out clues or people. Jelani's car was sighted in Peru, Illinois. There were people that reported Jelani's car sighted in Peru, Illinois. And again, the police tell me that these people are of no evidentiary value.
How is that? I mean, why shoot down any evidence? This is crazy. Like, this case could have been solved, but nobody's really working on it. It's like it totally feels like corruption. Please hit the thumbs up, y'all. It's free. I only got 4 thumbs up from what I can see on my end, and it's 14 people in the building. Please smack that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So make this Go Viral Crime Podcast. It is just that. We report nothing but crime, but this case is near and dear to my heart, and it's absolutely ridiculous. We're at 3 years and she knows nothing more than she did before, and she had the evidence in her hand. She found all the key pieces of evidence. Let's continue.
The body was found on September 4th of 2021. On September 22nd of 2021, 2 girls, and what the police, this is the police description. 2 bored white girls from Bloomington who wanted to help me went to walk their dog in Peru, and while there, they found Jelani's clothing. Those 2 girls had lawyered up when the police had told me that these girls found the clothes. So they found the clothes on the 22nd, and I was notified on the 23rd to come to Peru to find out if this was my son. And on the 23rd is when I was told that these girls had lawyers. So one day after they found the clothes, they had lawyered up. Since then, just this past June, I located those 2 girls.
Whoa.
I made contact with those 2 girls. I sat down with those 2 girls, and I've spoken with them.
Wow.
I had them take me back to the area where they found Jelani's clothing. First of all, let me back up. The police had told me that these girls, not only did they lawyered up, but that they did not want to speak to me. Per these females, these 2 girls, they did want to talk to me.
They did?
But they did get lawyers. They claim they got the lawyers because they were scared. What they were scared of, I do not know. When they took me to how they went about finding Jelani.
So she just said that they did want to talk to her, so the police lied? That's what I just heard her say? They did want to talk to her, but they got lawyers because they were afraid. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Young Riaz. Welcome in. Good morning to Precious Pieces. Good morning to Mika Davis. Thank y'all so much for coming in. And good morning, Superstar Bella. And she said, Bloomington, Illinois must be a sundown town. Poor Jelani, he was just a kid that did not know how dangerous people can be. Man, I don't know what the heck. I mean, only thing I remember hearing is that he allegedly got into it or with some cops, or some cops was messing with him or something. And I mean, he had friends there that, I mean, It was friends there, and like Bella said, the professor was the one that reported, but since then, a lot of people feel like she was suspicious. So I don't know how Carmen feels about her today. She said the only person in that town that cared was his professor. And it was just like she cared kind of soon. And it was just like, why would she own him that tough? And so to not to really, I mean, that was like a close relationship for a professor to have, for her to notice this quickly, calling his phone, admitting to texting or calling him the night before. It was just like she was really on him. So we gonna hear how Carmen is thinking now about her. I'm sure, well, hopefully it'll come up. We'll keep listening.
I don't understand. I don't understand how they went to the area where they went to. I don't understand what led them to the area that they went to.
Or why the police didn't find that. How far was it?
But they did say that they were doing it to help me.
Poor Carmen, man. This is so rough. And his father passed away since he has too, y'all.
When I spoke to them, I let them know that I needed them to come with me and speak publicly because their story contradicted what the police told me.
Wow. What?
They refused to speak with me publicly. I'm angry about that because if that was their intention to help me, then they would speak publicly.
See what I'm saying? Is no real help. But like she said, what led them there? They said they wanted to help her and they don't want to go public. Why not? I mean, they could speak publicly without showing their face. It's a way to do that. What is this town hiding? It's definitely corruption. I don't care what nobody say. That's the feel that, I mean, what all of this evidence, it could have been solved, y'all. But they're too busy losing and missing stuff. Placing his car outside in the element, things not being taken from his vehicle that should have been investigated. Like, come on. Come on. Cover up.
They would speak publicly, and they would speak about
why did they get involved?
Was with the police, what their experience was, with what they did to try to help me.
Yeah, speak up. Why get involved, y'all? Why? And do this.
In regards to Jelani's phone, as you all know, the police had his phone, and the phone was given to the FBI, so I was told the FBI had in their possession, per the task force, Jelani's phone was found in November of 2021. And they had the phone in their possession up until just June of this year. I now have possession of Jelani's phone.
What?
In between that time, that they had possession of his phone, they told me that they could not unlock his phone. So one day in April of 2022, I gathered up enough strength to watch videos of Jelani when he was last seen. And in the video that I watched, I I watched Jelani walking on campus and pushing in the code on his phone. I rewinded that video and rewinded that video. And then I contacted the task force, who had not been in contact with me, who had not been doing anything. And I asked them, had they watched that video? And their response to me was, are you talking about the video when he was on campus? And I said, yes. And they said to me, Carmen, we've watched that video.
14 people, please smack the thumbs up, y'all, and hit the reactions while we listening. This was 10 hours ago, y'all. This wasn't 3 hours ago. This video that 3 years ago that we watching. I mean, it is just heartbreaking that she knows nothing more than she did that day. And then for her to have to ask them if they watched that video because he punched in his code while they saying they couldn't get into his phone. And the code was figured out from her actions, y'all. So she's the one solving everything that's important in the case.
And I said, well, don't you see that Jelani's putting in the code to his phone? And they said, well, we see that. I said, well, can you not? I didn't have the equipment to slow. I was trying to on my phone. I was trying to find the programs to slow the video down so that I can watch Jelani punching the code. I was trying to.
The thumbs up is free, y'all. Smack it, please.
Enlarge the video. I didn't have the capabilities of acting, of doing any of that. So I asked them, could they do it? They said, if you had asked us to do that at first, instead of turning the phone over to the FBI, we would have been done did this.
What? Man, y'all hear how they talking to this woman? Why does she have to ask them to do anything? Ain't that a part of their job? What? What? The average parent don't even get involved in their child's unaliving and investigation. What? If you would have asked us to do that in the first place instead of turning it over to the FBI? Wow.
So it was my fault that we hadn't unlocked the phone. In the process of doing all of this, me and my children worked for 10 days to figure out Jelani's code. Keep in mind,
10 days.
the police, the Jelani Day Joint Task Force, the FBI, had Jelani's phone for a year and a half. And in 10 days, I and my children figured out the code to Jelani's phone and were able to get his phone unlocked. I'm
so happy that she's speaking out because it's details, some details we know, some we don't. Like these details of her getting a phone and meeting the girls and all of that, I did not know. So y'all, please smack the thumbs up.
In the process of getting his phone unlocked, they told me that they were able to download the information from Jelani's phone. I said to them, okay, can I see the phone? Can I sit with you to view the phone? At first they agreed that they were going to make a date with me to view the phone, to sit down and go through the information on the phone. But the days kept going and I kept asking,
that's crazy.
Can we make a date? My son, on the first day that they got the phone unlocked, one of my sons went to the police station so that he could sit there because I was not able to get there fast enough. And they wouldn't allow him to. So then I continued to try to meet with them and make efforts to sit down with them. And during all this time in my efforts, time was steady elapsing. So on one particular phone call, I called Detective 𝒲𝒾𝓃𝓃𝓾, who is over the Bloomington Police Department. And I asked him, I said, Todd, you have this information. When am I going to be able to sit down with you and view the information? He said, Carmen, there's no evidentiary information from his phone.
Come on, man. I mean, he was on his phone at the school texting someone before he even left. I mean, and you already know we all stay on our phone, especially the younger we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is absolutely no way. Like, damn, like, I'm telling you, like, these people went out of their way to make sure that she knew nothing. Shout out to Jersey Rich, if I did not say. Good morning to everybody in the building. Please, can I get 10 thumbs up? Let the thumbs up match the people in the building. Please subscribe to the channel. Man, drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this. It's crazy.
Number one, like I told them, you need me because you couldn't unlock the phone without me. You've had it for a year. You are the police. I don't work for the police. I have no kind of police background. I don't know if it's me that's supposed to supervise you. So he said to me that if I hadn't have told them to give the phone to the police, to the FBI, that Bloomington had the capabilities that they would have been to unlock the phone. He told me that Bloomington had downloaded all this information from Jelani's phone. However, when downloading the information from his phone, and I'm asking him, okay, can I view it? Because there's obviously things that I can look at that you all cannot decipher. That if I see it, that I can see that there's something wrong, or I can see that there is things that you can't recognize. I can tell you that something is different. I can tell you that
common sense.
There's something that Jelani put in here, or I can identify things for you. And like I said, they had agreed to at first to meet with me. Then on this one particular day it was a couple of months after the phone had been unlocked. I was on the phone with 𝒲𝒾𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓾, and I asked him, I said, Todd, I've been waiting long enough. When can I meet with you to unlock this phone? And he said to me, and I quote, Carmen, there's nothing on the fucking phone.
Are y'all hearing? Man, listen. And I do remember hearing this, though. Why are they being so disrespectful to her? It's almost like, just take this. Why are you bugging us? Go away. That's what I'm getting. And I'm talking about from the coroner to the police to this guy, the detectives. She didn't have to get different lawyers and like, what? This is corruption, man.
And I said to him, if there's nothing on the fucking phone, give it to me. And he hung up on me. Before he hung up on me, he told me that I was argumentative. He told me I was not cooperative.
Now, you know what's what's so upsetting? I'm sure that this right here really bothers her, because I remember in the beginning, she said she did not want to come off as this angry black woman. She sat back and waited for them to do their job. She thought they were doing their job. So she wasn't bugging them at first. And to get hit with that anyway is upsetting, even more a slap in the face. This is her child. What do you mean?
He hung up on me.
Disrespectful as hell. Please hit the thumbs up, y'all.
So, for months, I did not meet with the Jelani Day Joint Task Force. For months, they did not talk to me. For months.
Why?
I had to do all of this stuff. And finally, we were scheduled to go to last year in August. We went to the March on Washington. Before going to the March on Washington, the Jelani Day Joint Task Force had agreed to meet with me and to view the phone and to go over some other information. We were supposed to meet on August 28th. However, on August 25th, while I was in Washington, and I had gotten some information about where Jelani's body was found. Keep in mind, I never viewed Jelani's body. I never got to see my son. I didn't identify his body. The only way that I was able to bury him and know that that was him was because I've had 2 additional DNA tests after his body was in my possession. I never looked at my son because they told me about how bad he was deteriorated, and I was scared. I was scared to look at him. And every day, I regret not looking at him.
Even with the DNA test, with the level of corruption that we see, I wouldn't trust none of it. Because they also asked for their DNA. So they got DNA from her, one of her children, and I'm thinking his dad too, before he passed. And this happening to his son had everything to do with his passing, because he needed a transplant. He needed a transplant of some type. He had some form of cancer, and Jelani was a match. And they took his son. So they took him too. And she never looked at her son. They encouraged her not to look. You know, they didn't want to. They didn't, man. But oh my God, let's just listen. Devastating.
So when I got these pictures of his body, I've only been able to look at one. I have not looked at the other pictures yet. One day I'm going to, but I have not looked at them yet. But in looking at these pictures, we saw shoe prints in the area where Jelani's body was found. And so at the time, not knowing where his clothing was found, because please keep in mind that when Jelani went missing, and when I did all these marches and all these searches, I honestly cannot tell you that I focused on every detail. I missed questions that I should have been asking. I missed things that I should have looked at.
Of course, you didn't.
I missed a lot of stuff.
It's just so sad that she has to sit up here and blame herself for not noticing certain things when she was grieving and trying to understand what happened to her son. Like, first of all, trying to wrap it around your mind that your son is gone. You're telling me this. She still ain't put her eyes on him to even know that that's for real. And all of the shade that she's getting from these people confirms that it's a cover up. How do we even know she buried that was her son she buried? My heart goes out to this woman and always has. Look at this. She's feeling the guilt. She couldn't even grieve like a normal mother. You're watching another case blow up online everywhere. Everybody, they got I'm talking about they sent everything out there for Gabby Petito. And this mother got to solve her own son's alleged death. This is sick, man. And very upsetting. The hell?
And I feel like if I hadn't missed certain things, that I wouldn't be so far behind like I am right now.
Not her fault. She missed certain things. This man. They supposed to be working with us, for us, not against us.
When I got those
Crazy.
pictures, and those shoe prints were there. It just showed me that there was information the police did not disclose to us. But when we put those pictures out there, the police came back and they said that those shoe prints was from an unidentified I want to get it right what they said because I don't want to misquote them. And I had it there. But they were from an unidentified law enforcement person. Keep in mind, that's 2 times that I've been told when something has been found in the perimeter of Jelani's body in his car. When Jelani's car was found, and we did our first search on August 27th, there was a radio found in that wooded area. This radio belonged to somebody who was a part of the police department or fire department or some emergency team that was in that.
That radio should have been able to be identified. All equipment that they wear should have some type of identifiable way to lead back to them. Why wasn't that done? I don't know. Let's listen. Unidentified shoes. Law enforcement. Remember, it was alleged that he got into it with some law enforcement.
When they were doing that search. When I turned that radio in, they identified that radio as an unidentified, God, I wish I could remember the term that they used. It was for an unidentified worker. I'm just going to say right now. Y'all forgive me if I'm not saying the right words, but because I don't want to ever give you false information, because at the end of the day, when I find out what happened to Jelani, I never want them to come back and say that I lied about anything. There's nothing for me to lie about. I want to find out what happened to my son.
100%.
And I want the truth told. I want the people that did this held responsible for it. I don't care who you are.
Period.
So the unidentified person, there was like I said, there was a radio that was found, and now these shoe prints are found, and they give me they tell me that these are from an unidentified person. Now keep in mind, when a police or
they supposed to report
emergency EMS person, I don't care who they are, they work for somebody. Those things, a radio, that should be accounted for.
Yep.
If it's missing, it should be accounted for.
And it should be reported.
When we found it during our search and we were told that this was from an unidentified
law enforcement, I think
law enforcement or emergency personnel.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure why this unidentified person
was even
able
there.
To go back to work, clock out of work, go back to work again, and not report that they had lost a part of their daily equipment that they needed to have to perform their job.
And if I remember correctly, it was also a clip out there. Like, let's see if she get to that.
So his car was found in this wooded area. This is where this emergency radio was found. Then I get pictures and I see where shoe prints are around his body, and I'm given the same answer when I ask, why aren't these shoe prints? Why was I never told about these shoe prints? Why were they never identified?
So if they had shoe prints, how could they ever say out of their mouth that Jelani did this to herself? if his clothes was found in a different place, his car found, come on, what did he do? He took his clothes off and walked with nothing. Nobody noticed him. Like this, the nut. It's like they just told her anything. Like they didn't expect for her to come over there on the scene and just try to make it make sense by looking at it and finding out it don't. No finger, no footprints lifted or told to her. She find this stuff on the Discovery stuff that she got. I bet her mind race all the time. I can tell she got so much in her head.
I've now went back and I've seen, like I said, going through this, everything is like a blur. Going to Peru, marching, going to those areas that they didn't even show me at first where Jelani's body was actually found, to now being able to sometimes breathe and take in some information and return back to those areas and see where his clothing was found. I now seen the very exact place where his body floated to. I see where I'm assuming where his body went into the water.
Assuming.
None of it makes sense.
See?
And for them to even insinuate at any time that my son did this to himself at any point in time is asinine and it's ludicrous. And if any of you ever believe that Jelani did something to himself, something is wrong. Because there's no...
We ain't never believed that. And they didn't expect, what? I guess they did not expect her to go on the scene of the crime. It don't make sense. I mean, they literally did a march, y'all. If y'all haven't seen it, it's on the Rainbow Coalition. And I'm sure I know I got a video of it too. I got a playlist of Jelani with that in it. Don't make sense.
That my son left Bloomington, Illinois, and drove 63 miles away to Peru, Illinois, which is noted as a sundown town, and drove inside of this town and went into this residential area, parked his car, removed his license plates, got out of his car, and walked 3 miles to this river to where his clothes was found. And per these girls, when they found his clothing was balled up. Like, you know when you take off your socks and they roll up? His clothing were balled up and stuck in between rocks.
What?
Why would Jelani take off his clothes?
Come on, man.
And stick them in between rocks? His shoes were on the bank. So keep in mind, they found the body on September the 4th. These girls find this clothing on September 22nd. When they find the clothing, they tell me that this river, per the police, when the body was found, and the clothing, and they found the clothing, they talked about how the water elevated and how it had rained and all of that. You would think, and these currents are strong because Jelani's body ended up on the opposite side of the river from where it went in. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm quoting that right. His body ended up down the river because his clothes was found a mile up the river. So his body was on the other side of the river in some trees.
So she just said that he walked to the river 3 miles, drove all these miles to Peru to park his car somewhere, walked 3 miles to the river where his clothes was found, and allegedly jumped in. Body got moved by the currents and all of this. But who took their time to fold his clothes up all small like that and put it between rocks? That's the first time I'm hearing of that. And then for these girls to just go out, like somebody that was gonna unalive themselves, they wouldn't have took time to do none of that. And Jelani wasn't none of that. And he was an avid swimmer. So it don't make sense. It makes sense that somebody did this to him, period. But why and who? Because of the way that everybody is treating her from the corner, detectives, lawyers, police. I mean, it sounds like a cover-up. It ain't nothing else to think. And then the way they disrespect her so much. Damn, this is crazy. It just get more mysterious, y'all.
So for his clothing and his shoes and his shorts not to be washed out in the river, but still on this bank, 19 days after his body was found, that the police then tell me that this area, that when the girls found the clothing, they never went to search. It was only a mile from where his body was found.
1 mile.
Does not even make any sense.
No.
Like I said, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I got good common sense. And I have good deductive reasoning at times. And I do know that with the rain and the currents, that clothing, his shoes,
hit the
why is
reaction,
everything still
y'all.
together? Why is everything still found in the same place? Per the girls, I asked them, was Jelani clothes soaking wet? Because keep in mind, it's 19 days after the body was found. It has rained. They told me no.
Why wouldn't it?
The day that the police told me on, September 23rd, they told us that the clothing was soaked. It was full of cockleburrs. When I went back to that area just a couple of months ago, my son he would have never known to go down there.
From what she just said, who's giving her the false information? So the people that's lying is the ones that's covering up, and the ones that's covering up must be covering up to save their ass. This is corruption.
To where you had to go in to this area where the clothing was found, you would have to drive. You have to get on a highway. This is not a place where you will walk to. There's no way you will walk there. And for them to think that this young black male, Jelani wasn't no little bitty boy. He's a big boy, muscular, walking through their town. And they're not recognizing him. They're not knowing him, and they're going to tell me that he walked on this highway to get to this area to go in this river.
Right.
It's bullcrap.
Don't make sense. Totally off. I remember other things. I remember like Jelani was just told her he was going to give her the money to pay, or had just given her the money to pay for a trip they was going on for Thanksgiving or something. The family was going out of town. He was very excited about that. Like, they trying to convince this woman that her son did all this stuff that she just said that don't make sense to this day. They want her to believe it. And mad too when she asked any questions. And she sat back. I know she regret ever sitting back, because they never, as long as she sat back, they was gonna sit back. They was just, I felt like the reason why his body didn't turn up quicker is because they was waiting for his body to be decomposed and can be able to say, well, all the evidence, we can't test it because of this. That's exactly what it always felt like. And it's wrong.
You asked me how did they even see the clothes? When they took me back to the place where they went, because I wanted to know, I asked them, can you take me back? And they agreed to do that. So we went there. The place that they initially went to, so per them, they got into Peru and they had been reading about where the clothing was found. I'm sorry, where the body was found. And they thought, oh, let us go see if we can find out some information about Jelani.
Now, I just gotta, what's the motive? What's the purpose? If y'all not, now, the way that she's saying that, it feels like, oh, we're gonna do this investigating. So if that was your intent and well, they said they wanted to help her, but you're not willing to go all the way, and they're giving her a little bit. So, I mean, obviously they wasn't threatened, because if they was threatened, they wouldn't even give her anything. So why get involved if you're not going to be honest with the mother that you was trying to help? Please make it make sense.
So in doing so, they went to Peru. And the area that they took me made no kind of sense as to why they would go there. They went to this industrious area. There's a company there, ADM. They went, this company, when we drove there, it made no sense to me how they got off this road and went into this area.
Now, this is the first I'm hearing about a company. What company was it, and did they investigate that?
I mean, because nothing is back there except for boats and it's a work area. If anybody know about ADM, it's Archer Daniel Midland, and in Peru is right located on this river. And there is
ADM.
When I was there, I wouldn't even thought to go where they took me. But they went there, and they said when they went there was a man that works there. He was a part of the search and rescue team that initially performed the search when searching for Jelani when they found the body. And this man told them to go search over here because the police didn't go up there.
What? This
that
is
didn't make sense to me, but that's their story, and I can't take it from them. I can only go by the information that they gave me. The man worked for the fire department, and he was a part of the search.
What? Why didn't he search?
And
so this man worked for the fire department and was a part of the search, but he directed them to go somewhere he said the police didn't go. So why didn't he go there? Why didn't he call the law enforcement to go search an area that he felt was possible that they could find some evidence of what happened? Now, this is all new, y'all. Wow. 3 years later.
To search at, and they went, and that is how they were able to go down. They walked their dog, and Alexandra was one. The girls' name are Alexandra and Jessica. Alex was the one that originally found the clothing. She said at first they didn't think anything of it because they seen the clothing.
I feel like she need to talk to this man that sent them there. So he happened to be there, or he worked there. I thought I heard her say that man is a firefighter, but I thought she said he worked there on the grounds, because I'm going to have to re-listen to this, but I ain't going to put nothing back right now. This is my first time hearing this. I'm going to definitely re-listen. But why was he there at that moment? Yeah, he'd need to be questioned.
They sell a cell phone, a Hello Kitty book backpack, and something else. As they got in their car and they drove away,
What?
they looked at a picture of Jelani when he was leaving out of the dispensary when he was last seen alive, and they said that those are the clothes that they saw. So that is when they called. They said that they called they originally called the Bloomington Police Department, who told them that they needed to call the Peru Police Department, and the Peru Police Department told them that they needed to call LaSalle. So LaSalle County ended up showing up, and they said where they were trying to tell the police where they were. The police were telling them, "Oh, we know exactly where you are." In doing so, the police came, and she said that the police went past them. So the area that the police thought that the girls were at were not even the area that the girls were actually at.
What?
So the girls said that they had to show the police to where they were, and while doing so, they said that the police were having some very inappropriate conversations concerning Jelani. They were saying things like, Jelani was suicidal, or that this is going to make national news, and they were saying different things, and their focus was on the wrong thing. Their focus wasn't on about this discovery. Their focus was on things that
Why did I? It's like they just added another element of BS into the game. Like, these girls didn't even need to be a part of it. So it's like they were, another element of BS was added with them. And then they be lawyer up and become uncooperative after wanting to help the mother. Like, and then the police, "Oh, we know exactly where you are," but they ride past them not knowing. And the guy, "Oh, the cops didn't search here. Go up there." What? It's like they led them to the clothes allegedly. And then none of this makes sense, y'all. Listen, I followed this case, and I'm hearing this stuff for the first time. Some of this, details about the girls. I'm happy. I'm so happy that Carmen got strength enough about 10 hours ago or 12 hours ago, probably now, and did this live stream, because it's going to take her to just put it all out there. And hopefully it'll compel somebody that can really make some noise and really do something for her. I mean, even Ben Crump, he was around at some point. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Like, he ain't even involved, it appears.
I don't think that they should have been focused on.
None of that. What happened
So
to him?
now that they have the clothing, the girls said they returned home, and that's when their parents advised them to get lawyers.
For what?
When I asked them, "Why did you feel that you needed a lawyer? If you was only there to help me, what would you need a lawyer for?" And one of the girls said her mom thought it was best. I asked them why didn't they reach out to me. They told me that they had tried.
Where?
She even showed me a message that Alex showed me a message that she had sent me in Messenger or
Alex,
something.
huh?
But I don't know. I guess because I wasn't their friend, I wasn't able to view the message. So I never knew that they tried to contact me.
So, what did they tell their parents that made the parents think they needed a lawyer? It just sounds like, I mean, she's obviously not telling us everything, but what part of that she did tell us that made them feel like they needed a lawyer? Because you usually, I mean, it seemed like she lawyered up against Carmen. Like, it was like the police told her, oh, they don't want to talk to you, they got lawyers, but they obviously talked to the police that night and probably thereafter. So what were the lawyers for? You already gave your statement. I mean, you really didn't have a statement. You just decided to go leave home from the comfort of your own town and go look for this black man that you know nothing about. Like that don't make sense. And then lawyer up and not talk to the mother, or at least the cops say that. But alleged you reached out to her. I'm sure they could have tried a little bit harder. I don't know how many messages they showed her, but she had a detective a private eye that I actually talked to. So how hard was it? I got somebody on the phone. But anyway.
So that's when I asked them, I need your help. I need you to talk with me. Because what I need now, if the Jelani Day Joint Task Force, which includes the Peru Police, the Bloomington Police, LaSalle County, LaSalle Police, Illinois State Police, the Illinois Attorney General, and the FBI, if they are not helping me, I need the Department of Justice, which is what I've been working on to come.
Listen, y'all, that's a whole lot of law enforcement agencies that ain't doing their job. And also the fact that they ain't helping her, allegedly, they against her. So who's gonna ever help her? These is different. Man, what? Did you hear all them names she just named?
It'll help me. And I need for you to speak. I need for them to hear your voice. I need for them to hear your side. Because I need things to happen.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I see that somebody's asked about the phone. I skipped over that part. I'll go back to the phone part here in just a moment. Because I got back on the clothing again. So the girls, they refused. They don't feel like there's nothing that they can say that can help me.
Well, if they was really trying to help her, if Carmen feels like they can help her, that should be good enough. Get out of here. Just complicated things is what they did. But I guess out of all of it, some clothes was produced. And allegedly, they was the last clothes he was seen in, leaving the dispensary.
They refused to talk to me on camera. They didn't refuse to talk to me at all. They refused to talk to me on camera. Let me make that clear. They said that they didn't want to be harassed. I've never harassed them.
Why did they get involved?
All I want is to find out what happened to Jelani.
See, when you involve yourself in something like that, ain't all of that stuff to be expected? That's why people usually don't involve themselves. Let me know. Crazy.
That's all I want. This is the worst thing ever, to not only to lose him, but to every day not even know what happened to him. I have to go back and I have to think about everything that I did from the beginning, from the day that I found out the police showed up to my house and said he was missing, to me going to his school in Bloomington and sitting with Kara.
Yes. Now this is the part. This Kara is the professor that everybody had their opinions about. Like, this woman is the one that sounded the alarm. She's the one that reached out to law enforcement. Some of them was her friends, and she knew information that she told Carmen. And in the beginning, if I remember correctly, you know, Carmen wasn't, like she said, it was questions in the beginning that she should have asked that she didn't. And suspicions, I don't think was immediate with Kara, but we hopefully she gets into that because she's the one that sound off everything. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up if you have not. Welcome to MTGV Crime Podcast. Thank y'all for being here.
At the time when I sat with her, all that I wanted was my son. So I missed so many opportunities. I guess the questions that I should have been asking.
That would be good if she get into that. Superstar Bella wanting to know how many black people have come up missing and unalived in the town around ISU. I have heard of some, but I haven't like did any type of research. So it would be good to know if she will. I mean, it would be good if she bring that up.
Her, the things that I should have been inquiring about at that time.
See,
I did not do. Because for one, I don't understand how all of my children, I have 5 of them, they all attended higher learning. They all went to college and they all graduated from college. They all have skipped classes. I know that they skipped classes. I can guarantee you 100% Jelani skipped classes. I know because I've spoken to his instructors when he was at Alabama A&M, and he told me himself.
see,
And not one time
have they
when
called
he
her?
skipped a class or missed a class when he was at Alabama A&M did anybody report him missing. However, while he was in this grad program that he was only on campus for 1 week, he missed 1 class.
1 week. Now I don't think I knew 1 week that he was on campus and he missed 1 class. How well did he know her? And then look, she got 1 finger up. I just got it like this because that baby is back there, y'all. I can't be having babies on my screen. But one day, let's listen. This is wow. What? No. Okay.
And Karen Baster reported my son missing. I'm going to tell you that that's a curse and a blessing. It's a blessing because I was able to know immediately that something was wrong with Jelani. It's a curse because I was looking. I'm just going to tell y'all, everybody is a suspect.
Yes.
At this point for me, everybody is a suspect.
Yeah.
But at
Good.
that point, in
So
that
now we
day,
know.
at that time, back in August of 2021,
She was a help.
I thought that this lady was helping me. Because that night, when I got that phone call from my son and he told me that the police was at our house in Danville, Illinois, and that Jelani was missing, I immediately called my child. Jelani did not answer his phone. I immediately texted him. Jelani did not return my text. That's not like Jelani. So I see somebody say that Kara only knew him for 1 week. She didn't. She knew him. Jelani attended summer. He went to school in the summer, but he did everything online because keep in mind this is during COVID, so they were doing things online. So the class that he was in, these individuals, he met them during that summer session online. He had not physically met anybody until he went to campus
in
August.
Wow, he went in August.
So when he went to campus,
he literally had just went there in August, y'all. 1 freaking week. So he just said she was his online professor. That's what I'm hearing. Or he met all them online.
He was only on campus for 1 week.
1 week.
He missed his first clinicals. When I was sitting with Kara, Well, let me back up.
Very
I
suspect.
got the phone call he was missing. The young lady that was in his class, her name was Haley. Haley had called one of Jelani's, some girl that lived in Danville that she knew, that knew one of my daughters, and told her that Jelani was missing.
Haley. We remember hearing that name.
According to this, the young lady who got the message to my daughter, that this girl that called her was hysterical and upset and saying that my baby was missing. So first thing that came to my mind was, why is she upset? I didn't understand why she was upset about Jelani missing. Jelani had only missed one class. What is going on? Why are you upset?
Wow, y'all. Yeah, exactly. What does she know? What was she told?
So I finally got in contact with this young lady, and she's explaining to me how she met Jelani. They would talk about class or whatever.
So this Haley met him where?
She did not even go to class on the day that Jelani didn't go to class. But she was the one that was upset because Jelani wasn't there, because her roommate had came back and told her that Jelani didn't come to class, that he was missing. She told me that I keep wanting to call Kara professor. Kara is not a professor. She's a clinical director.
Okay.
That the clinical director, Kara Baster, had reported Jelani missing. According to Kara, when I was able to get in touch with Kara, because Haley helped me get in touch with Kara, and according to Kara, her and Jelani had been texting the night before.
Why?
Jelani was going to take care of something for her.
What?
At that time, I did not inquire about what Jelani was taking care of for her.
Right.
Don't ask me why I didn't inquire about it. I'm telling you, my focus was only on Jelani.
Yeah. Makes sense.
When I talked to her on the phone, I talked to Haley that night, which was Wednesday night, which was August the 25th. That's the night I reported Jelani missing. I didn't speak to Kara until Thursday morning. By Thursday morning, I had known that Jelani had used his card at Starbucks, because I had contacted the bank to see if he had used his card. When I finally was able to speak to Kara, probably an hour after that, I let her know, can you tell me, because Kara sounded so helpful. She was so helpful. She was like, she was telling me that Jelani had missed class. She was telling me that she reported him missing. She had called Redbird Cares. She went to her chair. Told her that she was concerned because Jelani didn't show up for class. Could they send a wellness check to his apartment, to where he lived?
A little bit too handy dandy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't wait to get to this. Where is she now with Kara? Is Kara not wanting to talk to her anymore? What's happening, Kara?
They filled out a report for Redbird Cares. Redbird Cares, by 5 p.m., had not gotten back to them. So Kara had contacted Redbird Cares and wanted to know had they went to Jelani's apartment. And they told her that they had 24 hours to contact the student to do this wellness check. Because who would think that your student is missing? They only miss one class, right?
Right.
So I guess they have students that go through things or whatever. Because what I learned when I finally did go to Redbird Cares is that there's a process that they have to go through. So they didn't immediately go check on Jelani. When they did go, Jelani's address that was listed was not the address of the apartment that me and his dad had got him in Bloomington. So they went to my home in Danville. Thank you, Jesus, that they went to my home in Danville. Because
that's how
after they
they
went to his
found out.
apartment, they would have been knocking on the door. Nobody would have been there, and nobody would have been notified that Jelani was missing. However, they were at my home because that's the address that Jelani had.
So they found out stuff by default. Wow, y'all, this is very interesting to hear her tell this story. And so what are y'all thinking right now? Now, Superstar Bella is like, ISU has 2,088 black students. All of them need to find another university. She said, Get Out was not just make-believe. Exactly like 1 week on campus and this happens to him. But you got Haley who's all upset. What's her role in it all? Because I remember hearing that they were dating or something. I remember that there was a picture of him out to eat with a whole bunch of females and he was the only male, actually the only black one for sure. But I think it was only male in that photo. So I hope she brings that up. Talk more about Haley and stuff. Like it just sounds like it's a cover up, and the people that is like helping her but not helping her is no more. Like what they gotta know more because they're overreacting already. And from what we looking at what she's saying, one class. He's skipped before, never had anybody call him from his college or class to tell him that. But they were so concerned. It's almost like they already knew that something terrible had happened, right?
Listed as his home address. So that's how I was alerted so fast. When I talked to Kara that day, that morning, I asked her, I said, it says that he used his card at a Starbucks.
She already knew.
Do you know where any Starbucks are? She gave me 3 Starbucks. I couldn't figure out the address. The bank couldn't figure out the address of where the card had been used. So I asked her, because I was all the way in Belleville, Illinois, and I was asking her, can you go there? Because I needed somebody on the ground there to be finding out information while I was en route. Since she had already showed this interest and this concern for my son, I'm thinking this lady is helping me. So she
notice she's saying thinking, so I can't wait till she tell us what's the status of Kara, I mean.
And when she went and called me back, she told me that the police had already gotten the video from Starbucks. I did not think, because I never even told the police that Jelani's card was used at Starbucks. The only person I had told at that time was my family and her. So why would the police had already intercepted the video from Starbucks? She then told me, and I wasn't thinking, like, and this is all my thoughts in hindsight. She told me that the police had got the video, and then she told me that she had contacted one of her friends on the police department, and that she had called because she knows now that I have filed the missing persons report. I have filed the missing persons report, and she says that she had a friend that worked on the police department, because she had called the police department and asked them, had they been doing, per her, she had called and asked had they escalated this missing persons report. And the officer that had took the report was not going to be back on duty until later on that evening. And per Kara, she told me that she was going to call her friend because she told the person on the phone, this young man is missing. This needs to be handled now. I am on this phone and I am appreciative of this because I'm
right,
like,
that makes sense.
Thank you for helping me. Thank you for wanting to get this escalated like this. And so by 1 p.m. on that Thursday, a detective had been assigned to Jelani's case. Again, I'm grateful. However, there are so many questions that I did not ask. There are so many things that I did not pay attention to because my focus was on Jelani.
Makes sense, yeah.
So, this detective, Paul Jones, got assigned to Jelani's case.
I wish she would tell us what is it that she wish she would have asked, and why can't she ask her now? Where is she? She shut down. She lawyered up. What's up? Because I thought that Kara had I remember her saying that she had a police friend that she had reached out to, but that wasn't prior to the Starbucks thing. She's saying that she sent her to Starbucks to see if she could get the recording, and then find out that the police already got it. But the police shouldn't have even been involved yet, sound like to me, because they were saying something about 24 hours or something. I'm gonna have to re-listen to this to make it make more sense, but I'm not gonna pull this back. I'm gonna just let it roll. We still got quite a bit left.
I made it to Bloomington. When I make it to Bloomington, I contact Kara. I go to the student union where the Starbucks is located, and I'm asking questions in there.
The student union.
And at the time, I tell Kara that I'm on campus, and she tells me to meet her at her office. When I go to her office, I sit down with her. And while I'm in Kara's office, Kara has done a lot of work. And at the time, like I said, my mind is everywhere. My mind is just only on, keep in mind, I have not heard from my son.
Right, your mind all over
I've
the
not
place.
heard from him. So my mind is on Jelani. And so while we're in her office, she shows me Jelani's activity. She turns her computer screen around.
His activity?
And where she's went to the IT person of that building. And she shows me where Jelani has swiped his card and went into this door. And he's been on this computer. And he's looked up this information. And he's put in notes because he put in notes for his patient. And she's telling me the time that he had done this. Now, keep in mind, I've never asked the question, what time was Jelani supposed to meet with you, Kara? And I've never gotten that answer.
Okay.
Because at the time, I wasn't thinking.
So that's what I wanted to know. What question did she really want to ask that she didn't get the answer to? And why? Like, why Kara ain't talking now? Miss Handy Dandy so helpful. Like, she had all of the information, like she was the campus security. But she's a clinical director, not even a professor. So I'm confused. Her title makes me feel like she was, I thought she was like some type of teacher, but they're calling her a clinical director, so I guess she still can teach under that. But none of this makes sense that she would know all of this stuff and not be cooperative now, because obviously she's not, because she didn't get the question answered yet.
If you're not aware, Jelani was spotted on campus at 6-something in the morning.
Why
he was on the computers, putting in his notes. He was dressed for his clinicals that morning. And she told me that day he was supposed to meet me for something.
What time? Dang.
She then took her phone and she flashed her phone just like this. She said, Carmen, we were texting, and his messages are, now I don't have an iPhone, so I might be saying this out of order. It was green and blue. His messages were green and hers were blue, or his were blue and hers were green. Something that's supposed to indicate when you texting each other on the iPhone that the person is answering. But however, the day that he did not show up for class, she's texting him, and the messages did not turn the color that they did, that they were supposed to turn. So I never physically saw the messages that day while I'm sitting in there. Because I'm still like in shock, and I'm still like, okay, my mind is, where's Jelani? So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the information that she's showing me on the screen. And I'm looking at, I'm listening to her.
Oh my God. What?
And I didn't ask the right questions.
Oh no. Oh my God. Like I get what she's saying, y'all. She only wanted to know at that point, where's my son? I need to see him. I need my eyes on him. It's like she wasn't thinking at that moment that he was unalive. She's thinking that he's alive and need to be saved still. You know what I'm saying? Because if she was thinking that he was already gone, she would have wanted to hold on to the last memories, right? That this person, his last known communication. At this time, she wasn't thinking like that. So, but she's blaming herself, and that just breaks my heart. Although I understand what she's saying, but a lot of the stuff is new, y'all. Like these details, this is new information. Wow. Kara, where's the messages now? Like, so she's saying that Jelani was at the campus as early as 6 a.m. So yeah, that would already dress for his clinicals and all this. So why? Well, yeah, what time was she supposed to meet? And then at some point, she's showing her messages that Jelani at some point stopped responding to, is what I'm hearing. Shout out to Paul. Thank you for coming in. Yes, we are definitely talking about Jelani today. I've been checking in on her, and I've been seeing her talk leading up to this. So I was just waiting for her to drop this video. Thank you for coming in on the behalf of Jelani. So Bella says, so basically he went there and was hanging out with and dating the white woman, and that is why he came up missing. That's what I came up with. Well, it sounds like they know something more for sure. I mean, if he's only been on this campus for 1 week, it's almost like they were just waiting on him. But who was he going to that dispensary for? And why would he be dressed at 6 a.m. up at the campus, putting in notes, doing the stuff on the computer, dressed for clinicals just to leave without meeting with her? I mean, if he was there at 6, I would think that his clinic, he was supposed to meet with her at 7 or something. But this is a lot of information, a lot of details that need to be written down. But this is awful, and people need to be brought in for questioning, but nobody cared. The people that's supposed to be doing this don't. It's like they're hiding something, right? We just heard that surrounded around his body where it was found, it was shoe prints found. It was a walkie-talkie found. And I remember about a clip, but maybe that's a rumor because she haven't said that part. And let's just listen. It's crazy.
And I'm mad.
Poor Carmen. Yeah, she's pissed.
She's telling me that, because this is the morning. It's still morning. So I don't yet have a detective. I haven't spoke to a detective yet. It is maybe like 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning. Hey, look, Detective Kara gave her more information than the actual detective. That I can tell you. And after I get done talking to her, she's telling me about how Jelani had been on campus the day before and how he had been walking. He couldn't find his car, and some girl in the class had helped him, and they were thinking that he was, something was wrong with him. Maybe he was delirious or something.
What?
Because he couldn't find his car, and I'm like, maybe he forgot where he parked it. Because Jelani wasn't delirious, because then I come to learn that on the day that he was looking for his car, he was on the phone with his sister. And she told me, she's like, Mama, I was on on the phone with him. He was fine. He just couldn't remember where he parked his car at.
See how disconnected they are? Now they talking about maybe something was wrong with him, and his sister can clearly vouch for him that day. See what I'm saying? Like their way of thinking ain't our way of thinking. Like, I mean, for her to say what she just said and blow it up like that. When, I mean, there's been times I went to just the other dang on day. I was at the grocery store and couldn't find my car because I forgot. You know, it is ways to find your car. They got letters and stuff and numbers that at the end of each aisle that you're supposed to look at. And some people forget to look at that. So therefore, they're looking for their vehicle. Like, what?
And so I'm sitting there and I'm listening to her, and I'm just like, I'm thanking her. I'm like, thank you for helping me. She's like, her friend ain't got back in touch with her yet, so I don't know anything from the police department. So
remember her friend from the police department, Kara's friend.
We get up and leave that day. And that's when I left, that's when I got the phone call from the police department, from Detective Paul Jones from the Bloomington Police Department. He tells me that he's been assigned to this case. And he's been assigned to this case. And wait a minute. What did I do?
Oh man, we still hear you and see you.
Turn my camera. He's been assigned to this case, and he's gonna be the detective that helps me with Jelani. So I'm like, giving him all the
Right,
information.
she did say that, Superstar Bella, that Kara is not a professor. She's a clinical director, director of clinical education. So she teaches in a different capacity. Okay. Yep. So I guess, yeah, if she's bigger than a professor than being a director.
He's asking me, was Jelani suicidal? He's asking me all kinds of questions pertaining to Jelani, and I'm telling him everything that I know because I want my baby found. I'm like, it's been too long. This is not like Jelani. Jelani would have called me. Jelani never went this long without contacting me, especially when I done sent him text message said, Jelani, call me right now. I sent him the message that said ASAP. Jelani instantly will call me. So now it's been since Wednesday night, and it's now Thursday morning. I still haven't heard from him. That's not like my son. So I'm telling him everything. He's asking me, is Jelani suicidal? Does he have a lot on his mind? I'm telling him his dad is sick. He got that on his mind. But Jelani's not suicidal. There's nothing wrong with Jelani mentally. I'm just telling him everything I can to help.
Another thing she didn't mention is about this shirt or jacket being tied around his waist. And I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. So now I'm just looking for her to verify a lot of stuff that's being said. But she got a lot of stuff on her plate and a lot on her mind, and she can't think of everything. But she probably should write down certain points that she want to talk about. Because it seems like, I mean, she's clearly not referring to a paper. I can kind of hear somebody. I hear somebody in the background saying stuff, kind of helping her stay on point. And then she's looking up. So she's like remembering. She's taking stuff from her memory and telling us. But she should really write it down and really just like, put it all out there. But I'm happy that she's doing this, though. I really am, because it's making a little bit more sense out of the stuff that don't make sense. That still don't make sense, but the nonsense make more sense, I guess I should say.
So he's taking my information, and he's telling me that usually when a person goes missing, they don't immediately start doing searches or anything for them, especially if they're not suicidal. So I say to him, if you need me to tell you that Jelani's going to harm himself,
then she will.
and if that's going to make you go look for him, then that's what I'll say. And I reiterate this to him. If you need me to say that my son is going to hurt himself, for you to look for him, then that's...
Now, I know damn well they didn't take her words and twist them and then put that on the paper like, oh, he didn't. Like, where's she going with this? What?
I will say, and he said, Carmen, I'll call you back. So
okay,
I give him Jelani's, before he told me he'd call me back, I give him Jelani's phone information. I'm giving him Jelani everything that I could possibly think of about Jelani. And so I'm asking him, what do we need to do? In the meantime, my children, Jelani's siblings, they're doing stuff because they're trying to find their brother. I head back home because I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I don't know where else to go. So I head back home that day. When we get back home, I'm going to meet the rest of my children, and I get a phone call from the detective. And he's asking me about Peru. I thought Peru was a country. I didn't know that Illinois had a place called Peru. And he then tells me that Peru is located somewhere northwest or southwest of Chicago, and asking me, did Jelani know anybody there? Did I know anybody there? And I'm like, no, I don't know nobody. Jelani didn't know nobody. I said, are there black people there? That was one of my questions I had. Are there black people there? I said, not unless Jelani has a frat brother there. And I'm like, well, I'm getting ready to get with his siblings. Let me ask my sons, because they would know if Jelani knew somebody there. Because Jelani doesn't know anybody in Peru. I get to my children, and I ask them. None of them have ever heard of Peru. They don't know anything about Peru. At this time, I did not know that while he has me on the phone, they are aware that Jelani's car was found in Peru, Illinois. So this is at 4:30 on that Thursday. And I'm in Champaign, Illinois. Paul Jones, I later learned, is on his way to Peru. They found his car. While I'm in Champaign, me and my kids are on computers buying apps that can find where your last phone call was pinged, and trying to find people, looking at Jelani's phone records. We're trying to do everything. His dad is giving us the password. We're just trying to do everything that we can. And then about 8:30, 9 o'clock that night, I get a text message. And keep in mind, I don't know what is happening in Peru. But I'm get a text message, and it's from Kara. And she texts me this news article. Says that this car was found. I click on it, and I see this news article and this picture of these people in this parking lot. I mean, there's a crowd of people, and it's a headline that says that this car was found, and it's supposed to be the car of the missing ISU student.
Oh, she pissed at that time.
I tell my kids, let's go. We instantly just stopped doing everything we're doing. I called the police. First of all, before I said let's go, I read the article, and I called the Peru Police Department.
Now, let's keep in mind that she said she talked to the detective at 4:30 p.m. and on that Thursday, and he's asking her about Peru. So he knew at that time that Jelani's car was found. Didn't bother to tell her. And she had to find out by Kara from something that was posted online with crowds of people there already, and they ain't notified his mother yet. Make that make sense. The disrespect was from the start for no reason. And right there was where it started.
And
with the cops.
Person that answered the phone, the dispatcher that answered the phone, I tell her I want to speak to this lieutenant that was in the article. I identified myself as the mother of the young man whose car was found, and she places me on hold. Then she tells me that this lieutenant wasn't available, and I'm like, but y'all say that you just found the car and I haven't even been notified, and at the same time I'm trying to call Paul Jones and he's not answering the phone, and I'm trying to call Peru and they not giving me any information. So I tell her, well, we're on our way. Now, keep in mind, Paul Jones has still not called me. I have gotten in my car, we're gassing up our cars, and we're on our way to Peru. And I'm at a gas station and Paul Jones calls me and he says, Carmen, I have some news. I'm like, I already know. He asked me, he said, how do you know? I was like, it's all over the freaking internet. And I got a message. And I'm on my way. He said, Carmen, it's 3 hours away. I said, I don't care how far it is. I'm on my way. He said, well, Carmen, I need to advise you when you get here, you can't go down there. You can't go to his car. You can't touch anything because this is evidence. I'm like, I won't touch anything. I just want to know, did you find Jelani? He told me no. Did you find any blood? I'm asking him all kinds of questions. He told me no. He didn't find any trace of Jelani. They didn't find anything. We get there about midnight. Jelani's car is down that hill. Keep in mind, I'm telling y'all, this is a residential area. We get there, we go, and Jelani's car is down the hill. I can't go down there to his car. We're waiting for because Peru has allowed so there's Brad Jones from the Peru Police Department and Paul Jones from the Bloomington Police Department. They're both there, and they tell me that they're taking his car back to Bloomington. They're not doing the protocol that they're supposed to sign over the evidence. They've agreed to let his car go back to Bloomington because Bloomington has the equipment that will be able to do the DNA and all of that, the fingerprint test for the car. And I think I'm rambling too much. So they get there and they're taking the car back to Bloomington. That night, when I seen them pull his car up, I couldn't look inside the car, but I'm looking through the windows and I see Jelani's suitcase in there from when he just got back from out of town, and I'm seeing stuff in there. They take his car to Bloomington. They tell me that the only fingerprints they find in Jelani's car is his. I don't know how that can be possible or true because Jelani had people in the car. I mean, his siblings have been in the car. I've been in the car. We've all been in the car. You don't see our fingerprints in the car, but you only see Jelani's. You don't see nobody else's anything in there.
Now, keep in mind, she said that she seen his suitcase in the car at that time when they was pulling it up. Shout out to RX Nails. Welcome in. Good morning. Yeah, this is so sad, man. We gonna keep listening.
I think I skipped to the car and I forgot to tell you all that I left Kara, right? When I left Kara on Thursday, about noon, 1, sometime in there, get back to Champaign. And I'm with my children and we're looking up stuff. Before she sent me that text message, I also found out that Kara did a interview with the news on that same day. This is the first day I met her.
What?
The first day I reported Jelani missing. I didn't even know I needed to go to the news media. I didn't know I needed to speak to anybody because I had in my mind that I I'm going to find my son.
Mm-hmm.
Kira had been on the goddamn news and did a whole freaking interview about Jelani missing. I was there with her.
And
she did not even tell me that she called the media, that she planned this interview.
Wait a damn minute. Now, I didn't know that. Let's continue. What?
Why not? She had me there, his mother.
What?
But she chose to get on the news and talk about my son. And I just reported him missing that day.
What?
I didn't even know his car was found yet. I didn't even know I needed to talk to the media. I didn't even know that I wasn't going to see Jelani no more. But this lady was already on the goddamn news talking about my child.
Why? Why was Kara so concerned, y'all? Look, I cannot, oh my gosh, I did not notice she was there and did not tell her. See, that's what I'm saying. They knew to escalate it. They already knew. It's like they got a call from the person that did it. You see what I'm saying? Like they was already. What reason would y'all think that she would do this and not say anything to the mother? It can't be that you're trying to get popularity from this. It can't be that, oh, I'm trying to help her. I see she's busy thinking Jelani is okay. Let me get on the news. Nah, man. Come on.
When Kara showed up to the search on that Saturday,
so she came to the search on Saturday.
My brother asked her questions because I was still trying to be calm and trying to work with everybody because my only concern was Jelani. And I needed everybody to help me.
So she was trying to be
I wasn't
peaceful.
trying to be mean to anybody. I wasn't trying to be rude to anybody. I wasn't trying to be forceful because I could have been so forceful. I should have been. I should have been so more inquiring. But in hindsight, like I told you all, like I'm telling y'all, only thing that I was concerned about was my child. So I didn't ask all the questions. I didn't ask what I should have asked. I didn't do what I should have did. I should have been more forceful because maybe I would have gotten better results had I did things different. She done been on the news, and so when she got to the first search in
but she had said that. Oh, okay. Her brother asked her questions. So, and then let's keep in mind too that they didn't. Like I said, the detective didn't tell her the car was found. She found out through Kara, and then took her 3 hours to get there. And he's telling her, "Oh, you're not gonna be able to go down. You're not gonna be able to." It's like they just didn't want her to see none of this stuff. They tried to stop it. Is what it seemed like to me. If this was your kid, where would you be? Like, knock it off.
First search, and she showed up. In Peru. She showed up to the search in Bloomington, and she also showed up to the search in Peru.
Okay.
By his apartment.
Okay. Bloomington and Peru.
After my brother questioned her, and I didn't really want him to, because my brother, I guess me being the emotional one, the people that were around me, they were thinking when I wasn't. And not to say that my brother didn't do the right thing, but I believe that he did. Because he was asking her questions and he was inquiring about her. Why was her involvement like it was, and what happened with Jelani and what she was talking to him about. And that was the last time I've seen Kara. That was the last time I seen her.
That's upsetting. Why couldn't she answer those questions? I mean, surely you ain't in your feelings because they asking you these questions, because these are logical questions. Who are you and why are you so dedicated to this? Why are you doing all of this interviews? And which I just found that out that she did that at that time. I do know that it was an interview with her, but I didn't know that she overstepped Carmen and to do it and not even tell her about it. She's acting like this her son. And then soon as somebody asks you some questions, you shut down and disappear. And I mean, has she been questioned by the police? No. Had the police been questioned by the dang on police? This is sick, man.
After that, for maybe the first week after that, she did text me because she wanted to donate money to help us with whatever we were doing at that time. When the body was identified as Jelani, she texted me again and told me that they had made this memorial for him. What I later found out, though, was after some time, I was able to think about some stuff. So I went to Bloomington back sometime in 2022, and I went to Redbird Cares because I thought, okay, so if they found, I wanted to see what it was that Kara had to say to convince these people that Jelani needed to have a wellness check when he only was missing. We only missed one day of class, right? So I went there and I asked for a copy of the report that she filed. And yeah, I need the report.
Oh, they gave it to her? Okay. Yeah,
I'm
curious.
Just 1 minute. Let me get this report.
I'm curious too, because it's hard for family to get people to do a wellness check. It's a girl right now, a woman right now missing, I'm going to talk about later, and they wouldn't do a wellness check on her, but she had a husband involved and all of this kind of stuff. So they be wanting a lot to even go knock on the door.
Said to alert these people that Jelani was something was wrong with him. So when I got this CARES report, I was pissed because number one, like I'm telling y'all, Jelani had only been on this campus for one week. Week. Prior to him going to the campus, my kids are normal kids. They like to party, but they take care of their business. And I'm just a normal mom. When they party too much or they're hanging out too much, I'm always fussing. And Jelani was one that liked to go out and hang out with his friends and have fun and hang out and kick it like normal kids do. And I'm the mom like, Jelani, did you get your homework done? Did you do this? Did you do that? And he told me, Mama, I did do it. I was like, Jelani, your grades better show.
So what do y'all think they said to get them to show up there? Hold on. What in the world? On my screen right now.
Tell me that you did it. So a week before, when he was, as I told you all, he attended summer classes. He was in a full load of summer classes. His mama was fussing at him because Jelani was enjoying his summer while he was in school. And I was at work one day and Jelani sent me his report card.
I'm trying to figure, Bill, how do I keep doing that? I'm trying to figure out what did these people say? Oh my God. What did they say to get the cops to go out there? Come on.
To show me that he had done what
I got to make sure I don't hit too close up there. So the direction that she's going, it sounds like she used some type of partying or drinking or drugging or something to get them to go check on them.
told me he was doing, and I was so proud of him because my son had maintained his GPA, and he had all A's and a B. So when I read this CARES report, this is what they said about my child. They said that Jelani Day is in the master's degree program in speech pathology, speech language pathology, and communication science and disorder. It has been reported to me that he has not been attending classes. Keep in mind, he had only missed one class, and I spoke to another professor that Jelani had, and she told me Jelani attended all his classes, but this is what CARE reported about my child.
Why? She had to do that for?
He has not been attending classes. He has been late to meetings, is out of compliance on requirements to start his work in our clinic, and has missed a meeting with his client. He has recently not responded to texts or calls from our director of clinical education and missed a clinic meeting today at noon. Jelani's father is ill, and Jelani is a match for stem cell replacement. So when I get this, I'm ticked because I'm wanting to know, number one, why did you lie? Because I can show you his report card. He only been on campus for a week. Per you, he missed a meeting with you on that Tuesday, which was the 24th. And on Wednesday, he didn't come to his class. But you said he was late to meetings. When I talked to you, you said that he came to class late. He walked in there like 10 minutes late. Okay. He's out of compliance with what? Because he didn't take the second part of his TB test. So all of these things that are put in here, I'm wondering to myself, why? And then she had the nerve to mention his dad. So the only thing that bothered me about that is, what kind of relationship did Jelani have with you that he even shared that with you? Because Jelani, he don't tell a lot of people about stuff that goes on with him. So for him to share with you something about his dad, Jelani either had to be bothered really bad one day, or it was something about you that he trusted.
Very, very interesting that she would put all of that information in there. But yeah, why lie? And then get around her and act like she's the friend, the one that's so concerned, but she's actually making it look bad for Jelani on paper and helping draw the narrative as to what these people end up trying to tell her. They took all of that stuff into consideration. But to throw the father in, why? Like that, to throw the father in was kind of saying something without saying it, like, hey, he a match. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you feel the need to throw that in? But let's continue. Shout out to Browns in the building. And how and why did any of them know about? Yep, see? That's what she's saying right now. Like, okay, he wouldn't even share that. How does she know that? How does she find that out? I mean, but then would him signing up for school? Nah, it would be no reason for him to say that. That's very personal.
That he shared this information to you. And so many questions. And I presented this stuff to the police. I presented this stuff to the JD, to the Jelani Day Joint Task Force. And their response to me was, Carmen, Kara won't talk to us anymore because you had people harass her. I've never had anybody harass anybody. Anything that anybody have done, they've done it at the concern of their
Now,
own.
y'all hear how they just accuse her of doing something? I mean, because you sent people to harass her. Like, so, I mean, Kara been reaching out to Carmen all this time prior to this, right? So they have some type of relationship over these past days. Why couldn't Kara just reach back out to her and say what's what? Give the family what they wanted. Yeah, why do you know all of this? Why are you so concerned? Why did you? Well, she ain't even know the police report part. But come on, man. Like, ain't nobody supposed to question you, ma'am? Why not? And everything is alleged, too. But she got a police report in her hand.
I've never sent anybody to Kara Baster and told them to harass her at any point of time.
Just your brother asking her.
I don't wish to have her harassed. I wish to have her questioned. I wish to have her investigated. I wish to know the truth. That's what I wish to know. Talk about what? She submitted that. Say the time. So Jelani's class that he missed on that Thursday was at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
According to this report that was submitted, they submitted this report at 1 o'clock. So he wasn't even given the chance to even be late to class. He wasn't given the chance not to even show up to class because it says on here that this report was submitted on August 25th at 1 p.m.
What? Now that's different. So he was supposed to be there. She said August 25th at 1 p.m. They submitted this report. And he wasn't even, the class didn't start till 1 p.m. So they already knew that he was going to be late. So they already knew something was wrong with Jelani. So keep in mind, like, okay, so now that I got this 1 p.m. time, he was last seen at the dispensary at 9:21. That's when his phone went off. So they already knew that Jelani was in trouble. They already knew that he was going to be late. So how did they know? How did you know this information unless you got it from the people that did it? Make it make sense.
1 p.m. His class was at 1 p.m. on that day.
What?
So they didn't even wait for the entire class to end to say that he missed class. This report was submitted at 1 p.m. on the day that he was supposed to be in class at 1 p.m.
No. They was anxious.
I didn't find this out until later on, after I was sitting down and I'm researching and doing my own investigations.
The evidence shows that they had everything to do with Jelani coming up missing. The people doing the reporting, the people calling the police, the people that's getting all of this information and calling their police friends and all that, it sounds like they had everything to do with it. Because I'm an evidence type person, and I know people been saying this for a long time, but for her to say that he was supposed to be in class at 1 p.m. and they submitted a report at 1 p.m. already reporting him missing. And we know that he was last seen at that dispensary at 9:21, which is the same time his phone went off. Man, what? Who else did it? Allegedly.
And again, I'm not accusing her, so please.
And I ain't either.
I'm accusing her.
But who else did it?
But like I said, everybody is a
question.
suspect. And if things do not make sense, I'm questioning them.
Period. We all are. Make it make sense, because it don't. They know. The people that's supposed to be solving this, they know. That's why it's not solved yet. We been on that. We been feeling this corruption and cover up. That's why don't nobody want to touch it. When they know it's that, man, and you gotta try to pull this stuff out of the people, they done destroy evidence and everything else according to what she told us. Oh my God, this is just sick. It's frustrating, and like your hands are tied because the people that you're supposed to trust are the people that's hiding something. Why? You know, people hide things because they're involved, right? I mean, come on, man. I pray that this gets solved one day, but I can tell you right now, it's a cover up, and it's gonna take somebody that know to stand up and tell what's happening. That's what it's gonna take, in my opinion. Because they left Jelani's body out there in the element for so long to not be able to find out certain things, to not even know if that's really him. You know? It's just, man, I'm learning so much right now today. 3 years later, y'all. This is the same time that Jelani came up missing 3 years ago. Wow, man.
And I've questioned them.
Yeah, they cannot, you know, what did they say about his organs? Superstar Bella saying Jelani was a stem cell match and had good organs. He didn't know, too, that he should have kept that information to himself. Yep, man, because, I mean, you know his organs was gone. They didn't call him gone. They called him liquefied or some crap like that. Get out of here, man. A whole femur bone taken out of his leg. Jawbone missing or broken, teeth missing. Like, we heard from the coroner. Now that I got a playlist with all kind of information, but some of the stuff that she's saying is new to my ears, because this really, like, she's really getting out here. Just, I mean, it take a while, man. This woman been through so much. And to have the people that's supposed to solve this to be against you and talking to her crazy and blaming her for, oh, it's your fault that we didn't unlock the phone and all this stuff she just told us in this video. What?
As far as his phone, I have possession of his phone. I had to send Jelani's phone off to a forensic investigator.
Man.
When I got his phone, keep in mind, like I told you earlier, I was able to provide them with the code. I figured me and my children.
Now let's remember how his phone was found. Off the highway, some man in a truck dropped a bed off the truck, and they were picking it up. They were picking up the bed, loading it back onto the truck, and found the phone. Turned the phone into Walmart or one of these places to get money for the phone, and somehow the phone ended up getting picked up from the FBI or something like that. That part is a little shaky. I got videos about that too, but the ending part of it, like how the phone ended up back with the police. But people were just like we heard her say earlier, that asking about the clothes that were found, were they soaking wet? I remember it raining like for a week around that time or whatever. So everybody was like, that phone should have been destroyed. But whoever had that phone, they believe it was powered on, and the person that found the phone had put a message on Facebook, and so, I mean, it wasn't because she was notified by the cops with that either, if I remember correctly. So we gonna just listen. She might bring it up.
Figured out the code for Jelani's phone for them to unlock the phone. I obtained his phone because they would not allow me to get the information from his phone. told me, Carmen, you can find the same thing that we've done to get the information off his phone.
That's crazy, man. Damn.
I said, okay, I'll just have to do my job.
Wow.
So I had to send it off to a forensic investigator in California.
She might as well, listen, she might as well open up her own agency. You know what I'm saying? Open up your own police department or detective agency or whatever, because she learning all kind of stuff. She had to send it off to the forensics folks. How can you even trust them? But hopefully if you're sending them off, they'll do their dang on job. But is there anything on the phone now? Like, why would they give her a smoking gun? You know what I mean? Like, this is sick.
When I got his phone, keep in mind, they told me they would have to repair the screen because they needed to unlock the phone. So to a normal person like you and I'm thinking that they actually did replace my son's screen and they put the code in and they were able to unlock the phone. When I sat there with the Bloomington Police Department, which would include Chief Jamal Symington, Todd McCluskey, and the assistant chief, which I can't recall his name right now, they bring me his phone. Jelani's phone is in the same condition, or even to me, Jelani's phone is worse. The screens on both sides are cracked. It's like the phone been ran over. So I look at Todd and I say to him, I thought you told me y'all repaired the screen.
Wow.
And this man sat at my face and looked at me and said, Carmen, we repaired it enough to put the code on the phone.
What?
Like, I don't know if he thinks I'm an idiot.
What?
Or what, but that was his response to that. Then I asked him, how could you repair it enough to put the code in? Then he says, Carmen, I don't know. This is my first time seeing the phone.
Huh?
Then I said, well, Ty, you told me that you were the one that went to go get the phone.
Lies.
And then he told me I misunderstood him.
Wow.
And I promise you, I swear to God, I ain't misunderstood nobody. I've never misunderstood anything that nobody's told me concerning my son. That man told me what Jelani's phone looked like. That man told me that they were repairing his phone. That man told me about the one terabyte of information that was downloaded from the phone that they would not allow me to see.
Why not?
So when I'm sitting there, he says, so if you take the phone,
see,
they had to distinguish because they have an electronic copy of the phone. And if I took the physical copy of the phone, at first he made me think that would jeopardize the case.
Ain't no damn case.
But they contacted the state's attorney for Bloomington, who advised them that they have a digital copy of the phone so that I can take the physical phone and that I can do whatever I needed to do with the phone. And I said, well, can we plug the phone in? Todd did not want me to plug that phone in front of him. But that assistant chief that was sitting at that table, he insisted that Todd find a charger and plug the phone in. So when they plugged the phone in, they told me that the phone powered on. That's the report that I always got, that the phone powered on. He plugged the phone in, and I couldn't tell while we were sitting at that table if that phone powered on.
Wow.
It vibrated, so that's when I assumed that it powered on, but I could not physically look at the phone and tell you that it was on. I ended up signing the release for the phone, and I took the phone, and I found a forensic investigator to send the phone to. I just learned when I sent the phone off to the forensic investigator, which I had to pay for out of my pocket, which is fine. Like I told them, I will do whatever I need to do. The forensic investigator got the phone, and he did not have the capabilities of retrieving the information because the inside of the phone had been smashed.
What?
To where he couldn't use the equipment that he needed. So he had to send it to a third party.
Oh my God.
And I just found out a week ago that this third party was able to retrieve information off of the phone. However, I've not received the information as of yet.
Well, they got to keep the third party private, because if anybody find out, they might get to the third party. Because, I mean, if the police was able to get the information, they could give it to her. Like, I mean, they don't seem like they're doing an investigation. They're telling her to do her own. So are we even expecting a trial?
The information, I'll be able to go through it, and I'll be able to look at the information on this phone. I was told that they can retrieve apps. They can retrieve text messages. They can retrieve phone logs, phone calls, and they can retrieve deleted information. So y'all pray with me and pray for us.
I hope they do the right thing, man.
Information is going to help us.
Like I said, I hope these people are not crooked, because they could make money off of it. Shoot, a lot. Somebody, whoever behind, they've been covering up for 3 years, get wind of this, and I'm sure they watching her. But man, let's pray. Let us pray. But man, I don't trust nobody, and I'm sure she can't. But she can't say, she probably don't want to say that. This is worrisome, man.
My next move is that I am preparing a congressional inquiry, and that is where I need everybody to help me. So I have a letter that we are sending to the Department of Justice.
Call to action, y'all.
That we are sending to the Department of Justice. I'm seeking for Kristen Clark to intervene and to help us gain some insight on what happened to Jelani. I'm asking her to come in.
Come on, whoever you are, Kristen.
And to investigate it, Jelani Day Joint Task Force, because this task force has been
corrupt, allegedly.
Pointless.
Yeah.
This task force has not helped me in any kind of way.
Actually holding it back.
And in regards to that, I'm going to need you all to help me contact these representatives and senators.
Okay.
Yes, Reverend Jackson is helping me, but I need more than Reverend Jackson.
Where's Dan Crump?
A collective voice in order for me to get this done.
Reverend Jackson.
I need all the Al Sharptons and Tamika
Mallory,
the Tamikas and the Shawns and everybody that stepped up and said, Carmen, I'm going to help you. I need you all to step up and help me. I need this.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that all the people who named she called help, but we can help too, to at least put the information out there for people to help. I mean, that's how I can help, as far give y'all the information and make it available for people to help. And we can contact the people too. Letters, whatever it is we need. We all have a voice. This is ridiculous. This could be one of our family members. This could be your child, you know. So let me know if this is something that y'all willing to do. Because, and also the people whose name she's calling, maybe they are willing to help. But Carmen has been very quiet. She's been going through a lot. She hasn't been strong enough to do this, you know. And in the midst of it, doing the foundation and having that every year. And I know they had like delayed that the last time. I think they delayed it, but then they ended up still having it. And so now she is just refocusing. Like she's going through a whole bunch, y'all. This is heavy, I'm sure. So I'm gonna help how I can.
I wouldn't wish this on anybody. To have to wake up and go through this every day. I have not been able to go through all of the information, the police records. Like I said, I can even tell you about the police chief in Peru right now, Sarah Raymond, how I have went to city council meeting.
I got a video of her in an interview laughing. When they said Jelani Day, and just kind of like Jelani Day, just like I don't know what the chuckle was all about. It was almost like, to even think about Jelani Day and his mother and all the trouble they caused. She didn't say that, but that's kind of the vibe I got. Like I said, y'all, I got playlists with videos for days because I've been keeping up with this, and we was just waiting on Carmen to get strong enough to update us. It's gonna take her. It's going to take her. That's what anybody that's going through something, of this magnitude, is gonna take you, all of you, to do it.
And in that city council meeting, where a news reporter had FOIA'd the text messages of her, because during the time when I was in the city council meeting speaking to the mayor, her and another, I want to say he's an alderman or somebody that works in the city, they are texting each other, talking about me, and he's telling her, "I'm glad I'm not in your shoes," and they're talking about getting up and running away, as if what I'm standing up there talking to them about pertaining to my son, who I'm lost, who they're supposed to be helping me find answers to. This is a joke to them.
I don't think I knew that.
How I went to Peru, Illinois.
So she talking to, I remember her having it was televised, and she was on the mic. She had wanted to meet with some people to find out what they were doing. I'm not sure if that's the exact setting that she's talking about, because they've changed chiefs along the way. But for her to say that they texting back and forth and making it a joke, and I'm glad it's not me and all that, what? I don't know if I knew that part.
And when I went there back in August of 2022, how Jelani's car was out in the elements, and all the seals were broken on all the doors, indicating that someone had been in and out of the car. This was not a contained piece of evidence. When I asked them questions, and when I was concerned about why it wasn't put in a sealed area, because this, as I told y'all before, Paul Jones didn't want me to go down that hill. He didn't want me to touch that car when it got pulled up, because Carmen, this is a vital piece of evidence.
Yeah, get out of here.
But this vital piece of evidence was stuck out in the elements. This vital piece of evidence didn't have the security seals on there. They were all broken. This vital piece of evidence had every single piece of evidence that was in his car when it was pulled up out that hill. It was still—
Look, his car was a vital piece of evidence, and so was his body. And when we listen at the coroner explain, the pathologist explained how it was, and how he said that it was his body was unrecognizable. He said, "You're telling me this is your son, but I don't know. I mean, I can't tell if he's black or white, male or female. There's no toe tag on the body." He said it was on the bag, but it wasn't on the body. Bones missing, teeth missing, unrecognizable, things missing that shouldn't have been missing. Yeah. So she's talking about the car, the body of the car, key piece of evidence, and Jelani's body, key piece of evidence. They were both destroyed purposely.
In the car, nothing was tagged, nothing was bagged, nothing was number, nothing. But I was told that the only fingerprints they found in Jelani's car was his.
Get out of here.
And you wonder why.
Wiped down.
So,
or not even taken.
There's so many things that has happened. And so what I've tried to do, and if you have been following me and if you are following us, we're trying to go back to day one to educate everybody on what this struggle has been for me and my family, how we've not received the help or the assistance that is necessary to find out what has happened to Jelani.
Devastating.
I need the help. So we're going to be listing the senators and representatives that we need everybody to contact and help us with. In the process of me doing this, you all know that I've also formed the Jelani Day Foundation, where I've tried to help other people. And for people that have reached out to me, that have needed my assistance, and I have not been able to be responsive, all I'm asking you to do is just give me some grace. Give the foundation some grace. Yes, I'm working on the foundation. Yes, I'm trying to build the foundation. But at the same time, I'm trying to work on what happened to Jelani. So we're trying to have fundraisers because it takes money for me to do all of these things. It takes money for me to get the private investigators. It takes money for me to do everything that is necessary.
I know that they recently had a girl that won a scholarship to college. Like, from what I remember is that they're sending people to college that has the same interest as Jelani, and they're able to win the scholarship, full ride. I'm gonna have to go onto the website and put out some, some definite information. But if I remember correctly, that is, and I recently seen that. So I think it's been two different people that's won a ride to college, taking what Jelani was taking, speech pathology. I do believe, but I'll look more into that. I actually seen the picture of the last female that won. It take a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to make money. I mean, to send people to college.
That what happened to Jelani. And in turn, also, for Jelani's life to have purpose, the foundation was formed. So it takes money for me to build the foundation. So if you all could visit our website, it's the JelaniFoundation.org.
JelaniFoundation.org, y'all. Check out the website. I'm going to put this information on my community wall, too. I'm going to make something whenever she put it out as far as who to contact and all of that. Calls to action. We share calls to actions here. For anybody that's been following this or feel her pain or whatever, you can help out in any way. You could donate to the foundation just by going on to the website, donate to wherever. I mean, I'm sure she has all the links there.
We need sponsors and we need help. We do still have the GoFundMe account.
Okay.
I know that I haven't been looking at these responses in here, but I have seen that my daughter and my people from my aunt and all of them have been answering questions from the foundation that have been trying to bring some clarity to some of your questions. The A&M students, yes, there is stuff that the A&M students can do. We're going to be in contact with Alabama A&M.
He's starting to act up. So she's about to end pretty soon. But I'm gonna put up the card so y'all can see this card she was talking about.
Link to the foundation. I know I see that somebody saying that I'm speaking prematurely about some things. At
Prematurely?
This point, I don't
3
even
years.
know what can be premature.
3 years later, get out of here.
It's been 3 years.
Get the hell out of here.
And it feels like yesterday to me. And I know maybe for you all that have been able to get up and go about your life and do everything else.
Exactly. Don't even look at the comments.
I do that too.
For real.
I had to make myself go back to work when I probably shouldn't have went back to work. Then I had to get to work and I had to deal with the rudest and dumbest people that I work with. I have to go through struggles. I mean, life doesn't stop. Life keeps on lifing.
Yeah.
So I have to still do the things that I have to do.
People insensitive.
This has been 3 years. 3 years, and I can tell you everything. That today was the last day 3 years ago that my son was seen alive. Tomorrow will be the day that I had to get the news that he was missing.
See?
And from there, I'm reliving all of this all the time.
Yep. Look at that, man. People insensitive.
So I'm sorry, none of y'all understand.
Premature.
And I don't know the right way to do any of this.
Don't even look at the comments.
If even talking to you right now is the right thing to do, but this is what I felt was the right thing to do.
Right.
I haven't spoken publicly since on here on a live since it's been over a year.
See, I told y'all she's been very quiet. Like, you might see her doing an interview here or there or whatever, but I mean, like, it's been a minute since she's done. I don't think she ever did this, like no, she hasn't. Just putting the information out here like this. The last time I remember is when she was very upset talking about that chief and how she felt disrespected by her and stuff. But nah, she ain't. She gotta do it, and she just gotta not look at the comments because people are ignorant and they gonna say whatever. That's why she gotta like write it down and just put out the facts and just don't worry about what people ask. And if they just shut up and listen or research it, I'm sure their question will get answered.
So today was the day that I chose to do this.
Keep going. Keep going. You gotta keep doing it. Just don't look at the idiots in the chat. Because people will try you, man.
Today was the day that I chose to do this.
I'm happy you did,
Today was
man.
the day that I chose to share with you. Today was the day that I had to make myself strong enough to even sit on here this long to talk to y'all about this. I'm going to, I have to keep Jelani's name out there.
You do.
I have to keep pushing.
Man, my heart goes out to this lady. Jesus.
Because when I don't do nothing, I feel like I failed my child. I've never not been there for my children.
Man.
I've never not been there for them. Every time Jelani called me, and you can ask any one of them, every time they called me, if they had an issue, whatever I could do to help them, I've always been there. At this time, I was not there for him.
It's not your fault. Man.
So now I'm trying to do everything that I can. I don't know.
She did good, y'all. She did good.
I know that one day, and I know this is all I'm asking. I'm asking God that I'm not going to know these. I'm going to learn what happened to my son while I am yet healthy. My mind I'm in my right mind, and I'm able.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm going to find out what happened to Jelani. It's not going to be when I'm dead and gone. It's going to be in my lifetime. I'm going to have peace at some point in my life, because I have to know the whys, the whos, the whats, and the how of what happened to my son.
Yeah.
So that is why I'm going to continue to push.
Man, this is painful.
And if you can't join with me in seeking this congressional inquiry, if you can't join with me in getting this help from the Department of Justice, if you can and you don't want to, and you're not standing in agreement with me, just pray for me. Yeah. Just pray for me. Pray that I do the right thing, that I'm in the right place at the right time, that I'm speaking to the right people, that God connects me to the right individuals that lead us to find the answers for Jelani. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's all you can do too, and the action that you taking.
I thank y'all for listening. I know I didn't answer none of these questions.
You don't need to.
But my daughters tell me that we're gonna save this, and we'll go back and answer questions. Yes, we can get a template that everyone can do. If everybody can, one thing that you can't help me do is on all your social medias, if you can just share stuff about Jelani, if we can just keep him.
We definitely gonna do that.
Prevalent.
We definitely
just
gonna do that, yeah.
Prevalent.
Yeah. We just needed her to say something.
I don't know the right thing to do in doing an investigation. I don't know the right thing. I don't know the right steps to take. I don't know.
Yeah, just keep talking.
So, like I said, I know there's some people, like I'm just reading that somebody saying that they just found about this last month. That's why I tried to tell you a little bit about my beginnings of when this started. That's why I tried to touch on a bit of it, to let you know what I've had to endure in doing this. So I thank you all that have tuned in, that have listened with me. I thank you all that have helped me. Y'all just pray for us and help us get through these days. Some days it's better than others, some days it's not. But every day I'm gonna get up and put my shoes on.
That's all you can do.
And walk, because that's all I can do.
That's it.
I'm gonna end this. Thank you all.
So I'm gonna go on to the page and see if she has posted anything. This is on Jelani Day, Justice for Jelani Day on Facebook. She's also on Instagram. So y'all heard her. If you could just share it on your platform. Just share the information. So let me see if she has posted the information. I do see the link to the GoFundMe. Let me see. I'm going to put the link to... Hold on. I'll put the link to the page. So 28 minutes ago, they posted, okay, t-shirts are available on the website. Now, what she had posted on the video, it said, I'm ready to talk about Jelani Day, 3 years and no answers. So it's now been 11 hours ago. And she don't have a lot of questions on here. Now they talking about something else. Let's see. Nope, so she has not posted the calls to action. But look, this, for the people that don't know, this is Jelani Day. So I'll scroll down the page a little bit. It's Jelani, and then it's another picture of him right there. Very nice. Jelani was full of life, you know. He did not deserve this. His mother deserved to get answers. Somebody knows something. And it sounded like the people that's supposed to be investigating know. She has done countless interviews about Jelani. And before I end it, I'm gonna go to my video where she was talking about the element about his car, and when his car was found, she went to the yard where his car was kept. The police, I forgot what the area is called, but it's where they're supposed to keep this stuff at. Evidence. And it was supposed to be in a garage, but it was actually out. And she went there, and she really did have a fit about it. I think I just got one. I got it in a short, so here it is, right here.
Fingerprints, no one will have anything because they didn't do nothing right. So I came here today. This is them. Jelani's car is outside, and this is where they've been keeping his car. It's not in a secure area. It's outside here under a tarp. It's been here now for 3 weeks because they said they didn't have enough room to store it in their evidence area. Then they put his car outside. It's a major piece of evidence, so they tell me. But they put it outside because they have no room. And as you can see, I just showed you, there's plenty of room where they say his car should be at. These people are crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy. This is stupid. They got his car back there. They did nothing. They have did, and matter of fact, I want everybody to know Jelani's license plate is in the trunk of the car.
And the reason why she brought up the license plate, because they were saying that there wasn't a license plate found on his car, but then she goes and find out that it's in the car. Shout out to BFF. Shout out to King Miller. Thank y'all for coming in. So I am about to end. I've been live for a couple hours. Well, shoot, it's about to be 3 hours. I've been live talking about, we went over Carmen Day's video that she did a live stream, putting out a lot of information about what happened to Jelani. And, you know, this was the day 11 hours ago. Well, yeah, the 24th was when Jelani Day went missing. The 25th is when she reported him missing. And so this is his I hate to say anniversary, but that's what they call it. And so I'm just happy that she got the strength to be able to come out and talk about it. And there's a lot of stuff, BFF, that we did not know about a lot. You know, she just said a few things that I was just like, wow. And so I don't know what I'm most shocked about. I mean, I already knew that we wasn't no further than we already were 3 years ago. So I'm not surprised about that. Maybe the finding out that she talked to the girls that found his clothes. That was something that came out. Kara disappearing, the way that Kara did everything, how she got the information. That was the most shocking, finding out that Kara did an interview the same day that she met with Carmen and never mentioned it to her. Carmen could have did an interview. Carmen said, I didn't even know to do an interview. She was still worried about where her son was at. She wasn't thinking about doing no interview. Then we find out, oh, he was supposed to be in class at 1 p.m. He went missing. His phone, he was last seen at that dispensary. Phone turned off at 9:21. So from 9:21 to 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 p.m. when he's supposed to be in at his class, is when allegedly the first person was alerted would be Kara that he didn't show up. How did they submit a report already that he was missing at the same time that his class started? That was shocking. So yeah, just a lot of different stuff. Like, what? Good morning to Miss Tracy. Welcome in. Thank y'all so much for coming in. So let me, I noted that, let me see if there is an update per news, with this being his anniversary of him being, of her not knowing. Jelani, dude, I'm hungry. I am hungry. Let's see, Jelani Day update. Nobody, see, after this many years go by, it's up to the family and people like that really got into this. So I do see something from February of 2024, and I just talking about the dinner and his legacy and stuff. So you could definitely type in his name and catch up on the information too, or you could check out my playlist that I have. So if y'all are not connected to this channel, please do. As a matter of fact, I need to put that playlist in the because I'm telling you, it's so much. If you don't look at nothing else, check out The Corner and what The Corner had to say about Jelani and what he found out, or the pathologist. But I'm trying to get down to the playlist. How y'all doing today? Please smack that thumbs up. And like I said, subscribe to the channel. So we are going to be talking about Fallon, what is it? Granger Taylor, I think is her name. Her married name is Granger Taylor, I believe is her maiden name. And so it's a lot going on. Thank you, BFF, for letting me know about that. I did a little bit of digging around. So that was the one, actually, right when I noticed that Carmen had went live. That's what I was looking at. I was looking for information about that. And then look at us 3 hours later. But y'all already know Jelani Day is near and dear to my heart. So definitely please check out the playlist. Just go through it. Look for the pathologist if you want to know what they found, what he found out. There it go. Yep. So I hope y'all having a great rest of the day. I'm about to go ahead and get mine started. So I will see y'all in the next video. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Peace and love, y'all. We out.